Saturday, August 20th, 2022, coming to Hartford, Michigan at the Van Buren Poorhouse Museum, it's Ghost-O-Rama. Ghost-O-Rama is a one-of-a-kind event. It's a paranormal meet and greet / flea market / Comic-Con, car show, and much, much more. There'll be paranormal groups, the Ghostbusters, the Mystery Machine, spooky vendors, live band, ghost tour, Jurassic Park, killer cars, food truck, disc jockey, historical museum, kid haunted house, and much more. Van Buren County Historical Museum. That's right, out at 58471 Red Arrow Highway, Hartford, Michigan, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's an outdoor market, which is free to the public. That's right, you heard me. It's open to the public. There'll be a museum tour, $5 per person. Also, from 9 to 11, a ghost tour, $20 per person. That's right, Ghost-O-Rama is hitting West Michigan, Saturday, August 20th, 2022, at the Hartford Van Buren Poorhouse Museum. This is sponsored by Southern Michigan Paranormals, UnrestrictedRadio.com, the Great Lakes Ghostbuster Coalition, How to Halloween, Frankenfest, and the Midwest Parahistorical Society.
For some reason, oh, I see why. Because the commercial is still showing on the screen, so it automatically blocked my microphone. Can you guys hear me now? Cool. Well, let's try this again then. For some reason, and I don't know why, the intro wants to lag a little, and as long as the intro is showing on the screen, it has my mic cut out. So God only frickin' knows, man. God only knows. Last week, the microphone just quit working. I guess you get what you pay for. I only paid like $10 for this one, so. Let's roll through here. I guess Santee showed up super early. Him and his wife are in New York right now, visiting family. So he said he wouldn't be on this morning, but he did stop by and say good morning. Good morning, Fish. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Candy. Thank you very much for liking, sharing, and twitting. Oh, let me see here. Ghost Tracers. Good morning, Tactical Fud. Good morning, Danny. Let me see here. Who else? Candy, Danny, Ghost Tracer, Danny, Candy, Stephen, Terry. Good morning, dear. Hope you're doing good. Hope everybody's doing good. Like I said, the month of March is almost half over already. What is going on? Why are these years flying by? The last 2 years, I mean, just a blink of an eye and they're gone already. This isn't supposed to happen when you get older. You're supposed to slow down when you get older. You're supposed to be yeah. Good morning, Rusty. Russian porn room is down the hall, 2 doors on the left. You can't miss it. Big, huge female Russian athlete on the door wearing a thong. Can't miss it. Kind of looks like Lou Ferrigno in a Speedo. Can't miss it. Good investigating last night in a snowstorm. Great times. Where were you at last night, Danny? Oh yeah, Ghost Tracers. We got dumped on something fierce here. It was flurrying when we went to bed last night, and I got up at 3 o'clock this morning. There was about 4 inches out on the railing on the back deck, and by 6 o'clock, well, 6:20, when I had to go out and start the wife's car for her and everything, we had over 6 inches out there. So, and it's still snowing. School was delayed 2 hours because of road conditions. I really honestly think they're going to cancel school. I'm waiting to hear from the wife to find out if I should tell the daughter to go on and start getting ready, or keep lounging in the bed with her electronics today, because she's not going nowhere. Secret location, but great communication. Sounds like a honeymoon. Don't want to tell nobody where you're going, but man, are you having fun when you're there. Oh shit, got the new ride. How y'all like it? She really likes it. She's got to drive a Chevy Equinox a couple times. Her son's cousin, through his dad, has a 2017, 2018 Equinox, and she drove it a couple times while the car was down, and loved it. That's why she ordered an Equinox, and oh yeah, she's eating it up. She's not going to be eating up, that payment with the furnace payment that comes out to a little over $600 a month going out. She's not exactly eating up that part. But this is the newest car she's ever owned, and I'll tell you, the support she gives me and the way she works to take care of the family and stuff like that. She deserves her very first 2010 car. This is actually a 2015, and she's loving it. She's loving it. This thing looks showroom new. Sadly enough, I don't have the backup camera. She was really looking forward to getting used to that, but hopefully for Christmas this year, I'll be able to grab her up a auto start or remote starter. That way, all we got to do is turn that puppy on and let it heat up. Good morning, Ty. Hope you're doing good this morning. Had 4x4 on all night. Snowdrift, SWAT, and adventure. Oh, yeah, she was telling me about it going to work this morning. because she's got the Bluetooth deal on the radio. So every time she gets in it, it automatically links to her phone. So if the phone rings, I'm going over the speaker system in the car and everything. So, but yeah, she's eating it up. She's loving it. I very seldom. I've only been in it once. Once in 3 days have I been in it. I don't go anywhere, Terry. If I'm not if we don't have somebody to watch Grandma, I don't leave. Somebody has to be here. You know, I go on an investigation with Danny and Tommy and Randy and everybody. That's when I leave. That's it. Well, Bob Penny and Shane. Oh, I bet it was cool. Cool. I think next week I'm going to have Danny on sometime through the week, and we're gonna talk about some of his. We're gonna talk about unrestricted paranormal. We're gonna talk about the podcast. We're gonna talk about some of his investigations with that podcast and the website that he's got it hooked up to. Which, by the way, Danny, I don't know what's going on. I tried to get on www.unrestrictedparanormal this morning, and it was saying that it wasn't there. So I don't know. I checked the spelling. I know it was right. But with that website, it also works as a website for all of our pages for the Midwest Parahistoric Society, everything. We have got some brand new shirts that was ordered for us. Heather ordered us all brand new shirts, and if they turn out as good in real life as they look in the pictures, then we're gonna have some new shirts for sale, guys. WWE unrestricted. Oh yeah. So that meeting last night with the Poorhouse Board, all is set, green and go. Cool. Now, is that that's for Ghostorama and for our personal investigation prior to Ghostorama? I'll tell you what, guys, Ghostorama is going to be huge this year. I got a hold of Joshua, the CEO and president of Attic Junkie, yesterday. I messaged him and to invite him to Ghostorama. I don't know where he's out of, but I informed him that, you know, all the teams that make up Midwest Parahistoric Society has got at least one or two pieces of his equipment. We're constantly ordering from him. And with all the other investigative teams coming to Ghostorama, even just to walk through, it might behoove him to make a trip in August. So we'll see. mom was acting up yesterday, so I went to the lake and sat there all day. Wish I could do that. Grandma would probably burn the house down if I took off for any length of time. Today, 2011, a 9.0 magnitude earthquake struck in Japan, triggering a tsunami, killing thousands of people, causing the second worst nuclear accident in history, the Fukushima nuclear plant. Wow. Good, old shirt's getting wore out. Yeah, I decided I was going to quit getting the shirts made at everything through the company that I used to get them made through, because I know people have ordered t-shirts, I know people have ordered coffee mugs, all that stuff, and I never seen a penny from that company for the t-shirts and the coffee mugs and stuff that were sold. So yeah, I quit ordering through them. The pictures we got of the t-shirts that Heather ordered are awesome. Awesome. The emblem back here behind me. You can't see it, but that emblem back there behind me is on the back of the shirt, and on the front of the shirt, I believe it just says MPS in big letters across the front of it. So as soon as we find out how these shirts turn out and everything else, I'll be figuring out how we can do a merch sale. Yeah, I forgot that part, Danny. I forgot that part. Of course, tonight, don't forget, we have Jared and Laura King, King Jared and Queen Laura, that are going to be on the channel talking about their paranormal investigations, working as a husband and wife, everything. And I've already got next week's Friday night stream scheduled. We are going to have Mr. and Mrs. AAP from AAP's variety show on here. Longtime friends. They live in the Lansing area here in Michigan. So I am going to have Mr. and Mrs. AAP on here talking about the variety show, how they do their giveaways, talking about their paranormal investigations, talking about working as husband and wife with 6 kids running around the house, and how both of them still have hair. So that's going to be good. Put that on your calendar. Let me see here. All right, we got today in history fired up already. 1665, New York approves a new code guaranteeing Protestants religious rights. 1779, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers established. 1789, Benjamin Banneker and Pierre Charles L'Enfant begin to lay out Washington, D.C. My pleasure, Danny. My pleasure. I told you yesterday when we were messaging back and forth, if there was anything I could do to help out, let me know. I would have loved to have done the running with you yesterday and stuff, but yeah, it's too much extra running on that poor old Jeep. It is. I do know we need to get together and get her all pretty and shined up and looking good before Ghost-O-Rama and Frankenfest and whatever the hell else we're going to do this year. Well, let me see here. Good morning, KG. Good to see you. Let me see here. 1791, Samuel Millikan is first to obtain more than one U.S. patent. 1823, first normal school in U.S. opens, Concord Academy, Concord, Vermont. The first normal school. So prior to that, all schools were for abnormal kids. 1824, U.S. War Department creates the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Anybody who studied history realized that was a dark day. Hey. 1850, Women's Medical College of Pennsylvania opens, second female medical school in the U.S. Gambas, good morning. Hope you're doing good this morning. Happy Friday. 1855, Bowery Boys gang leader William Poole, a.k.a. Bill the Butcher, is buried in Brooklyn with 155 carriages and 6,000 mourners. 1861, Confederate Convention in Montgomery adopts Constitution. I thought she was a peanut head. Yo-yo head, peanut head. Psst. 1862, Abraham Lincoln removes George McClellan as General-in-Chief. (1862), General Stonewall Jackson evacuates Winchester, Virginia, Army of the Potomac. General Henry Halleck is named General-in-Chief. As you guys can see, I got the cardigan on this morning. It is colder than a well digger's bugaboo and cast iron underwear up there. I went out and scraped the car this morning. It was 14 degrees. Had my Confederate greatcoat on, had on a scarf around my ears. It's cold. Leather gloves with bunny fur lining. 1865, General William T. Sherman's Union forces occupy Fayetteville, North Carolina. 1882, Intercollegiate Lacrosse Association organized in Princeton, New Jersey. Get these bloody things off here. Bunch of people got birthdays, got a thumbs up. 1888, Great Blizzard of 88 strikes northeastern USA. And 90 years later, it happened all over again. With the winter of 78. A big. Tomorrow we have a mixture of weather, rain, and snow. It's supposed to be cold all weekend long, and tomorrow night we have the Tosies investigation in Stevensville, Michigan, right over by the lake. Doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot of outside filming, I can tell you that. (1897), a meteorite enters the Earth's atmosphere and explodes over New Martinsville, West Virginia. The debris causes damage, but no human injury is reported. 1901, Cincinnati Enquirer reports Baltimore manager John McGraw signed Cherokee Indian Tokahama, who is really black, second baseman Charlie Grant. Oh, okay. Now I understand. Why did Charlie want an alias? Will do, Danny. Will do. 1918 flu pandemic. 1918 U.S. Army mess cook Private Albert Glitchell of Fort Riley, Kansas, becomes the first documented case of Spanish flu. Start of a worldwide pandemic, killing 50 to 100 million. It'll be in the 50s in Connecticut. We have a saying. Wait a minute. Yeah, we have the same saying here. I've come to find out every state I've ever lived in has that saying. And if you don't like the weather, just hang out for a minute. It'll change. They told me that in Texas. It never changed. It was always nice and warm. Even in the wintertime, 65-degree winters, we were still running around in T-shirts or light coats if we wanted to. Tennessee, Florida, all the same. Let me see here. 1927, first armored commercial car pulled up in the U.S. in Pittsburgh. 1927, Samuel Roxy Rothfell opens famous Roxy Theater in New York City. On this day in 1800, people were pooping in and out house hole. In every day in history, people were pooping. 1930, William Taft, American 27th President and Chief Justice, buried in Arlington Cemetery. (1941) FDR signs Lend-Lease Bill, lend money to Britain. Just trying to get you to laugh. Oh, you got me to laugh. Don't apologize. Believe me, I've needed it. Oh, I've needed it. Next week marks my 3-year anniversary for having the channel, for making videos for the channel. My very first video on this channel was the Kalamazoo Living History Trade Show. And they haven't done it the last 2 years because of, well, you know, the big COVID. And it's finally come back this year, and I'm broke. And I know 2 years ago when we were there, people were giving away stuff like crazy. They were selling stuff dirt cheap, and being stuck with the same products for the last 2 years, things are going to be even cheaper this year. So any donations that come in on the channel, I will still take 25% out for the big cash giveaway on April 30th. The other 75% is getting me some new equipment and getting me some goodies at the Living History Trade Show that I could use for the reenactments and filming and everything else. (1948) WBAL TV Channel 11 in Baltimore, Maryland begins broadcasting. In 1953, first woman Army doctor commissioned. 1954, U.S. Army charges Senator Joseph McCarthy used undue pressure tactics. A politician, a senator, using unfair tactics? Psst. Unheard of. This next story is new to me. 1958, American B-47 accidentally drops nuclear bomb 15,000 feet on a family home in Mar.11, South Carolina. Creates crater 75 feet across, bomb without its nuclear, without its nuclear capsule. There you go. 1958, Charles Van Doren finally loses on U.S. TV game show 21 after winning $129,000, later revealed to be fixed. I'm starting to say, you lucky son of a... Good morning, Jan. Good to see you this morning. Hope you're doing better. (1959) Lorraine Hansberry's stage drama A Raisin in the Sun. First Broadway play by a black woman starring Ruby Dee and Sidney Poitier. A Raisin in the Sun, formerly known as Grape. 1960, Pioneer 5 launched into solar orbit between Earth and Venus. At least nothing was launched at Uranus. 1960, yeah, you guys were waiting for it. Come on, don't lie. 1863, U.S. Defense Secretary Robert McNamara, or he was in government then. Christ on a cracker. This dude's got to look like the Crypt Keeper or something by now. My God. Defense Secretary Robert McNamara orders the adoption by the U.S. military of the M16 assault rifle, my favorite modern gun, originally designed as the AR-15 by Eugene Stoner. Good, Jan. I'm glad. 1903, Lawrence Welk, American accordionist and orchestra leader of the Lawrence Welk Show, born in Strasburg, North Dakota. I'd love to have an old M16 again. I might actually go out with Mark and reenact Vietnam if I can get my hands on old M16. I loved my M16 when I was in the service in '87. 1968, Otis Redding, first person in the U.S. to posthumously receive gold record for his single Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. Watching the tide roll away. Ooh, sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Yes, he did. Not very long at all after cutting the song. Very good song. Very good song. 1971, Jim Morrison leaves for Paris to reorient himself emotionally and creatively and to avoid the jail sentence given to him in Miami. He will never return to the U.S. Yeah, there goes my nose lying to me again, telling me somebody's going to come and visit when we all know no one comes to visit. "1974 Rhino store gives people 5 cents to take home Danny Bonaducci's album." They would have had to give me a quarter to take that damn album home. I heard one song off that album, shut it off about a minute into the song. I kept telling myself it was gonna get better. I just lied to myself. 1977, Hanafi Muslims hold 130 hostages in Washington, D.C. A good cheesecake sounds yummy. Tell me about it. I was thinking of cheesecake last night. It's not for a lack of trying to visit. Oh, I understand, Ty. I mean, come on, you're 2 states away, dude. I mean, you know, it's a little harder for you to visit, but you know. 1982, Harrison Williams resigns rather than face expulsion. 1982, U.S. boycotts Libyan crude oil. Yeah. They should be boycotting everybody's oil. When Trump was in office, they done a study of the of our surplus, and we had enough oil in surplus to supply this nation for the next century without having to buy oil from anyone. So explain to me why we're buying oil from Russia right now. That's like having a freezer full of meat and buying chicken from your neighbor. Makes no sense. March Madness starts soon. Our Connecticut, UConn women have a great chance of winning it. They won the Big East the other night by 30 points. Thank God I don't have normal TV because I cannot take March Madness every time I blink. Go get that coffee, Candy. Go get that coffee. You need to get up a pot like mine and just set it next to you there in the living room. Just put it on your end table right next to the couch. And yeah, that way all you got to do is just clip, 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 clip. Writer, 1956, Rob Paulson, American voice actor, Pinky and the Brain, born in Detroit, Michigan. What are we going to do tonight, Pinky? The same thing we do every night. I'm still in the first cup because we have an idiot in the White House. Make sure you drink your Ovaltine. Sadly, I'm trying to savor every single drink of this. This is the very last of the Arbuckle's coffee that Santee sent me for Christmas. So I am doing everything in my power to savor every single drink from this last gallon of coffee. Sadly enough, being up since 3 a.m., it's about half gone. Trump bought 39% more oil from Russia compared to the prior administration. Gun barrel coffee. Oh, didn't tell you guys, Danny and I were actually talking yesterday. We're thinking about formulating, well, thinking, still in the idea stage here, thinking about formulating paranormal brew, our own coffee. Wouldn't that just be funnier than shit? Well, without getting too awful political, Jan, don't forget when the current administration came into power, he wanted to have the entire country switched off of fossil fuel by the end of his administration. He wanted everyone to go out and trade in their cars and everything and buy electrical cars. He wanted us completely switched off of fossil fuel. So, and now all of a sudden he's realized that, and I mean, I can understand that, the whole cleaner environment, purifying the earth, but I can understand that and I can respect that. But you can't expect every American to go out and trade in all of their gasoline powered cars for electrical cars. Number one, there's not enough companies out there to build electric gas stations in every town across the country. So, I mean, come on. Realistically, in the next 20 years, we can start phasing out fossil fuels. Who the hell knows? Why they didn't just pull the plans for the water powered engines out of the vault. There was a water powered engine that was invented 30 years ago, 40 years ago. And the plans were bought out from the guy and they were locked away because it would put the fossil fuel companies out of business. Why they didn't just pull those plans back out is beyond me. It was overnight. I'm not buying an electric car. Yep, I feel the same way about it. We just bought a car. We're not trading that sucker in. 1986, 187.27 million shares traded on the New York Stock Exchange. That's a lot of stock exchange. Or that's a lot of shares. Hello, Amber. Hope you're doing well this morning. Welcome to the chat. Electric uses fossil fuel to make it dumb shit. Everything uses. It's a big. It really, honestly, is. If you look at it, it really is. I mean, several years ago, Honda came out with a cute little car called a Honda Hybrid, and this thing was half electric, half fuel. It got 100 miles to the gallon because it kept switching between fuel, electric, fuel, electric, fuel, electric. They were talking about 700 miles to a tank. I could leave Michigan and get within 100 miles, get within 75 miles of my mom and dad's house before I'd have to fill up again. Now it's more like 2 fill-ups in a trip and a lot more than seven gallons. I can tell you that. I want a Hummer. If I can find one affordable, an H3. Steph's aunt and uncle had an H2, and they just gave it to their daughter 6 months ago, something like that. The one I told you guys about the other day that has her own beauty college, and she hasn't even registered it yet. The thing only gets like 13, 14 miles to the gallon. Why anybody? I mean, unless gas got back down to $1.25 a gallon, why in the hell would anybody want something that the second you fire it up, you've already used 2 gallons of gas? $19.99, Infosys becomes the first Indian company listed on the NASDAQ stock exchange. Yeah, tell me about it, Amber. 700 miles to a tank right now with gas prices would be amazing. Knowing that you go to the gas station and only got to pump 7 gallons in your car instead of most of us that pump 14, 16, 20, 50, depending if on you got 2 tanks you got to fill up. I know my dad's old truck had 2 tanks, 2 25-gallon tanks, back when gas was $1.75 a gallon. The channel's back down to 46. Yeah, mine fell off the last couple days too, Stephen. They keep purging every night now. YouTube purges. Right about 2 o'clock in the morning. I lost 7 people overnight last night. I was ready to break 360 today, and I'm back down to 350 again. So it's just happening. It's just happening. There's a new electric Chevy Silverado pickup. Beautiful vehicle. I ain't saying electric cars aren't pretty. I'm just saying it's just not feasible right now. 2020, there we go. COVID-19 declared a pandemic by the head of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom, with 121,564 cases worldwide and 4,373 deaths. There's Stephen. 2020, Harvey Weinstein is sentenced to 23 years in prison for a criminal sex act and rape in New York. I have a Jeep. It's hard on gas, but it's my own. Exactly. Just to be able to own your car, as much as we pay for cars these days and stuff like that, just to be able to own your car and know that, yep. My wife was going to buy a Jeep. She's going to buy a Jeep Patriot, and got this Equinox, this Chevy Equinox instead. It was much better on gas mileage. We get 20 to 30 in town, and 30 to 35 20 to 25 in town, 30 to 35 highway. That beat the hell out of the Jeep she was looking at. She's always wanted a Jeep. Let me see here. 2020 11-year-old bull market ends as the Dow Jones Industrial Average falls more than 20%, becoming a bear market. He's feeling it driving the pickup. It's hard on vehicles too. Oh yeah, I'm sure. 14 city, 18 highway for an H3. Ouch. God. I remember when I could get gas, a pack of Marlboros, and pop for under 20 bucks. Oh, Amber, I've talked about it on here many a times. I had a 67 Ford Fairlane when I was 16. Had a 17-gallon tank on it. And back then, I could fill my car up and take my girlfriend to McDonald's to grab something to eat before we went cruising, and both of us eat. So yeah, imagine that. Feeding two people at McDonald's and filling your car up on $20 bill. We'll never see that again. Let's remember you can fine tune that to be more fuel efficient too. Oh yeah, it can be. All right, and that is all, folks. Thank you, Rusty, for another good today in history, bud. Bought a carton of Marlboros or Pall Malls for $40. Woohoo! I have a Patriot, beat about 22 town, 16 city, 20 highway on my Jeep now, which is not too awful bad. I mean, that's not a brand new Jeep. And she carries a lot of weight up on the roof, being dressed the way she is. But yeah, that's pretty good, actually. I have to have four-wheel drive where I live. I'm out in a holler in West Virginia. Ah, the homestead of my dreams. I hate living in town. Gee, even though it's a small town, we're a town of probably a little less than 3,500. And it's still too big for me. But I grew up out in the middle of BFE. I was, 7 miles from one town, 9 miles from the other. When I lived in Indiana. When I lived in Tennessee, I was 22 miles from one town and 22 miles down the mountain from one town and 12 miles down the mountain from the other. So, yeah, I'm not city folk in any way, shape, or form. So it's terrible. The minimum wage was $2.11 back then, so it evened out. Yeah. Where in the world did you find a carton of Pall Malls for $40, Fish? That's my question. Then again, I guess I can't really. I mean, you know, when I'm in Tennessee, I can buy cartons of cigarettes for the wife for right about $27 a carton, but she pays $44 for a carton up here. Right about, let me think. It's $23 and change for her to buy 3 packs of cigarettes here. 3 packs of cigarettes. $22 and change to buy. You can't see it. It's green. Crap. My cigars. I got 15 packs of 5 in there. $22. So grandma's cigarettes are $81 a carton. So I mean, do the math. She spends almost $400 a month on cigarettes. Sometimes five cartons is what she gets. Let's see here. Hey, for great smokes. Yeah, really. Smoke some burdock in Kalamazoo, Burdick Street. Hey, Caucasian. Good to see you this morning, bud. Hope you're doing all right. Sorry for the delay. I got wrapped up looking into Abigail and Brittany Gender from New Germany, Minnesota. Oopsie. I raise dairy goats and chickens here. Oh, very cool. Very cool. My wife wants a goat. If I could get a farm somewhere, that's exactly what she would wind up wanting on the farm is goats only because she likes watching the babies all hopping around. I pay $30.21 a carton. Not too bad. Not too bad. Amber goat cheese is the best. Amber goat cheese. Oh my God. Yeah. Don't care much for store bought, but homemade is amazing. Atlanta Marlboro Reed Reds are 65. Wow. I put goat cheese and red hot peppers. It's amazing. I had access to really good goat cheese. I'd put that on everything. Goats are great lawnmowers. But I can argue there. Goats are awesome, but they drive me nuts sometimes. I threaten to sell them at least twice a year. No, I really honestly think it'd be a toss-up for her between goats and llamas. She loves llamas. All right. I'm going to go. Y'all have a good day and a great weekend. You too, Rusty. Take care of yourself, bud. Don't forget, we will be on tonight, normal time, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Jared and Laura. This is going to be a good interview tonight. We make butter and cheese. I plan to make yogurt and soap this year. Very cool. I know goat milk soap is really good for you. There's some reenactors around here that make it and sell it at the reenactments. And I've got some before. We do these things once in a while called a round robin. There's no cash involved, but people bring trade goods. And it's like an auction. When it's your turn, you throw something out on the blanket, and then people throw other items out there bidding on it. And I had somebody throw out, what was it? Blueberry goat milk soap. And oh my God, that stuff was awesome. Also picked up blueberry peanut butter one time, which was very cool. We have one fellow that makes his own peanut butter. We got a guy in the circuit around Michiana that makes his own honey. You can get fat at these events. Spend about 24 for my tobacco and rolling papers. Lasts me a month. Cheaper to buy it that way. Lasts longer than a carton. It does. You're right. Jared and Laura are awesome people. Oh my God, tell me about it. Tell me about it. I've known them both for a while, and I love their streams and stuff. Sadly enough, I usually don't get a chance to watch them live. I got to go back and watch them in their entirety. But if I don't have a live stream in here, I shut the studio down in the evening when the wife gets home about 3:30, 4:30, depending upon when she gets off work. And I don't come back. If I get a chance, if she leaves the room and I get a chance to watch video on my phone while she's cooking dinner or something like that, then I do. But everybody that does stuff of an evening time, I usually have to catch it the next day. Randy, who's part of the Midwest Parahistoric Society, he released a video yesterday. Tommy Amongst the Tombstones, who is part of our group, he had a live stream Wednesday night with Michigander Man, and I had to watch it yesterday morning when I was sitting in here. So, with the way prices are right now, I'm thankful We do have goats and chickens. Yep, I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you for that one bit. I grew up watching my great grandmother go out and hand picking her hand pick her chicken that she was going to make with dumplings that day. You know, I'm probably a year old, 2 years old. I think 4 or 5 is my oldest memory that I can remember. Watching her go out there, and she'd have a palm full of corn, and she little old Irish woman, chicka 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 chicka, and they'd come running up to her and start pecking at her hand, and she'd pick the fattest one she could find, and she'd just, I mean, one swoop, come down, grab that sucker by the neck, do one spin, the body'd flip right off of it, and she'd throw the head down and let it quit jumping around the yard, and she'd pick it up, take it in, pluck it, clean it, throw it right in the pot. Some of the best chicken and dumplings and chicken and noodles I ever had in my life came from that old woman. I asked the doctor doing my prostate exam where I should put my pants. Next to mine was not the answer I was expecting. I wouldn't really worry about it, Fish, until, you know, you hear the snap of that glove, and then you start feeling him blow in your ear. Or you hear the snap of that glove, and then you feel that penetration, and you start feeling him blowing in your ear and realizing, wait a second, how's he getting that far up with his hand down there? I always get a dozen or so meat birds every summer, free range them, process as needed. Exactly. You didn't get to go to the funeral. Why didn't you get to go to the funeral, Ty? I don't understand that. He was your, oh, yeah. I mean, he was your buddy. I'm really kind of surprised that you wasn't invited to the family's funeral. Then again, I guess, you know, oh, she was there. Go figure. Did you by any chance take the time to latch onto her car and pull it about a mile down the road while everybody was busy doing the funeral thing in the church? That's what I would have done. Either that or I would have paid the $50 to call a tow truck, tell them that your car was broke down, have them come and latch up to hers and drag it off somewhere and not tell her. Keep telling you, dude, I lived this long for a reason, learning those little tricks. Oh, running her mouth about you. I'm sure your friends believed her. there's a restaurant in Connecticut donating to Poland to help with Ukraine refugees. Now they're getting letters that their restaurant's going to be burnt to the ground. I just don't get people. I don't either. Sometimes I really honestly don't. I mean, I'll never understand the way people think. There are refugees pouring into every country around the world right now. And a lot of them have no housing, have no jobs, have no nothing. And for a company, even a small restaurant, to be trying to help with those refugees and their situation and have people threaten to destroy them for what they're doing. Wrong, wrong, wrong. I wish we had 10,000 subscribers right now. Instead of doing a big cash giveaway, that's what I would be doing is putting a percentage of the donations back to help with, you know, local towns, local states that have got seen an influx of refugees. Michigan has seen refugees coming in. A lot of your eastern states have seen refugees coming in. Their first chance to get out of the Ukraine and find out what a democratic country that their own government based their democracy off of. Find out how it runs. I was on house arrest because people were afraid I would break it. You were on house arrest, unofficial house arrest. Basically, you were there keeping your nose clean and proving to everybody that you weren't a low-life, dirty scuzzbag like her boyfriend that threatens people's lives and damages cars and stuff like that. Funerals are for the living, not the dead. Don't feel guilty about not being there. Spirits understand. I agree with Amber's on this one. Amber's a very intelligent woman, and it's a damn shame that we're so far apart. I would love to have her come and join us for an investigation. You know, I have absolutely no problem inviting folks into it. I mean, we have Taryn from Paranormal Brew that lives in New Jersey coming all the way to Michigan just to do the Morris Performing Arts Center with us the end of next month. You know, we have the theologian that was on here last month. He and his partner are talking about coming to Michigan to join us for an investigation this summer. So, you know, if Paranormal Search didn't live so far away and didn't already have an agenda made up for when Wolf Hunt comes in from Finland this year, we would all be hooking up to do an event. So, but yes, Amber is completely right. The spirits understand, and I'm sorry that she's putting you through the hell she's putting you through, but don't let it get to you. Don't let it get to you. She was running her mouth about me to strangers she didn't know. And once they figured out who she was, nobody wanted to listen. Yeah, exactly. It was unofficial house arrest. My friends kept checking to make sure I stayed home. Nobody wanted me to do anything stupid. I absolutely positively agree. That was a good idea. If you would have asked me, I would have told you the same thing. Especially finding out that she was actually there, I would have told you to stay home too. Which is exactly why I've told you on multiple occasions, get cameras, not only for the outside of your house, but the inside of your house. I mean, nobody sees the footage but you until it's released. And if you're smart about it, you could put those cameras next to a plant, on top of a bookshelf, with your electronics by your TV, up by the curtain rod, and nobody's even going to know they're there except you. So that way, if anybody says, well, my car got destroyed or somebody was in my house, cops come to you, all you got to do is say, camera, camera, camera. Would you like to check the footage? Did you have cousins, or was there quite a few kids when you were younger running around at your grandma's? Oh yeah, I had cousins. My one uncle lived in South Carolina, so we only saw them like once or twice a year. And my other uncle only lived like 15 miles away. So I grew up, me and my cousin Rick were like best friends. I'd stay over at his place, he'd stay over at mine. We were only like 8 months apart. So yeah, we were constantly with each other. Hold on for a second, guys. I haven't seen my daughter walk by the window yet. I'm gonna shoot in there and make sure she is walking out the door. She's supposed to be out the door here in 1 minute. So y'all just talk real nice amongst yourselves. I will be back momentarily. My God, that kid procrastinates worse than anybody else I ever met in my life. I kept checking on it too when I was at the lake. yesterday I met an older man with 3 little dogs. He asked me if I wanted to try his spiced lemonade. It was great. Suddenly I didn't have a care in the world. Steve and Candy kept checking in too. I had this thought about kicking in her door. She has 6 trail cams around her property for that reason. So you have to do reaction from you. She does. She does. I'm seeing an older lady. She looks like she would have curled her hair. Could have been natural cool. She's showing me watching kids playing. She seems sweet, but she demanded her respect. No one that I can think of. No one that I can think of. No, I can't think of anybody that has curly hair or curled hair or naturally curly hair. I hate seeing my friends sad, so I try to cheer them up the best I can. See, I'm the same way, Candy. If I didn't make time for people that I felt like needed me to make time for them, or just needed someone to talk to, or whatever the case may be, I could probably do 5 videos a week. But, you know, I make myself available for each and every one of you. You know, I Fish and I text each other. You know, Rusty and I message each other. KG has me on Messenger. Jan has me on Messenger. Candy has me on Messenger. Shane Pinson has me on Messenger. So whenever I always, Ty has me on Messenger. Whenever I'm sitting here, if I'm not working on a video, I've got the phone laid right down here where the microphone's at right now, and I'm talking to people. It's what I do. I'll never stop. I keep saying we build a community here, we build a family here, and the job of family is to be there for each other. Regardless if you got to put off your plans for another hour or another day, family's there for each other. So it's just how I am. I'm always here. Terry, it's not hard to pretend she is, but when she calls and makes false reports after false report, it's getting irritating. Sorry, Drew, your brain helps me through this. Don't ever apologize, bud. That's what I do. It's what I do. I'm always here for whoever needs, anyone who needs someone to talk to. Good listener. Good listener. Yep, I know. I know you got Steph's number too. I would say 50% of the people that we have in the channel right now, especially the ones that have known me for a while, has got some way to contact me, either my phone number or my Facebook Messenger or my Instagram or my TikTok. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. Not that I actually do much on TikTok. I don't think I've released an ad for a video on there in 2 months because it really honestly wasn't helping much. I might just start making TikTok videos just as a extra little something. Good morning, Paul. Hope you're doing good this morning. I mean, you guys know my sense of humor, and a lot of you have seen my green screen work. I think I can make some pretty cute TikToks. I told the wife last night, I said, I hope I win $100,000 on the lottery before next weekend, because just in case those guys are back with those guns that was at the Kalamazoo Living History Trade Show 3 years ago, Papa gonna come home with a trunk full of guns. Pennsylvania long rifles, Kentucky long rifles, pistols, percussion, flintlock, even a couple matchlocks I seen up there. And then I'm going to sell them. So like I said, that one dude was up there 3 years ago selling guns for less than $200. All kinds of long guns. Old guns out of his collections and stuff, old shotguns, old muskets, flintlocks, percussion, everything. I think the most expensive gun I seen on his table was $500, and it was a shiny brand new gun. Most of his older guns, about 150, 175 bucks a piece. She told me, where are you going to get the dollar to buy the lottery ticket? And I was like, damn. Said, stop thinking for me. Yeah, I have you on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. I don't have Twitter, so that's pretty easy. I'm the most loving, caring, compassionate person you will ever meet. Just don't stab me in the back. I'll become a real bitch. I've seen you extremely aggravated off camera. Throw some metal, stick it in the floor. And you know, I've actually had a chance to talk to you a little bit about that, Ty, and I've talked to Fish about it a little bit too. You know, why I have depression, certain things that trigger me, but I always make sure when I lose, and God, thank you. Whenever I lose my temper, I make sure that there's nobody within the danger zone. But it's gotten a lot better in the last 2 years too. So since I've really committed myself in the studio with doing the live streams, doing the investigations, making the videos, it has really helped a lot. Don't know what I'm going to do next weekend, guys, besides try to hit that Kalamazoo Living History Trade Show. That weekend, that show marks our 3-year anniversary with my very first video, the first day that I actually had the channel. Yeah, I started the channel that Friday evening, 3 years ago, this coming weekend, and recorded the Living History Trade Show that Saturday and posted it that Sunday, the next day. And so this is our big 3-year anniversary coming up this next weekend, starting off with Living History Comes Alive, going to Living History's Mysteries, and now having the Midwest Parahistoric Society. So next weekend's kind of special. I don't have a lot of the old videos from the old channel, but I still got some of them. Captain Crunch, good morning to you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I try to keep it interesting for everybody. My first day meeting you, but still love you. Didn't make me look at you any different. Everyone has a moment once in a while. We're only human. That's, yeah. I'm grateful for y'all many times. This family has helped me out of very bad times just by being here. And many times when I have been low, when my depression or my anxiety has been kicked up or something, everybody in here has helped me in one way, shape, form, or another, either moral support, financial support, just being there, just chatting, just, acting like a real family has really, yeah. Sometimes I get stepped aside from the drama. It's nice to have a mature conversation. Oh yeah, definitely so. Our morning streams in here and a lot of our evening streams. We goof around, we have a good time, we joke and haha. My Friday nights, of course, are my my guest streams when I have other people come in and talk, when I do my Ghost to Ghost PM, when I have other investigators or other YouTubers or theologians or demonologists or ufologists, cryptid hunters. But this weekend, of course, like I said, I'm going to have King Jared and Queen Laura on tonight. Tomorrow night is our big Tosi's Italian restaurant investigation. A lot of history with that place. The murder that took place on the property in the old house that's gone now. Apparitions have been picked up on CCTV in the kitchen. That's going to be a very interesting investigation. With technology, we lost most of our traditions in this country. Everyone just sets online, wasting our lives. A lot of people do. They sit there and they watch videos or whatever all day long, and I mean, they're not really, they're not creating anything. They're just, yeah. Especially kids these days. If you want to break a kid's heart, you want to get their attention, tell them you're going to take their devices away. They damn near poop on themselves. I actually was working on a video yesterday, and I seen a video where this dad grabbed a screwdriver and he's sitting there holding this thing like a microphone, and he's like, you know, yeah, I grabbed this ink pen. Dad Action News on the scene. Right now, we are on the scene of a potential tragedy. Let's talk to this young lady over here. And he holds the microphone down to his daughter, and she says, all I said is, it's my room. It's my private space. And you should knock before coming in. And he cuts her off. That's enough from you. One thing us as parents need to remind our kids, and he walked over to the door and took the screwdriver and started popping the pins out of her door. Said, we need to remind our children that they don't pay any bills around here. They have no responsibility except to get up and go to school and to keep their environment clean. That they have no say in what happens around here. And he pulls the door off and turns it sideways in his arm and says, and they have no control over what happens. And what he said at Mar.11, and walked out the doorway with her door under his arm. Show sounds fun. Enjoy it. Even if you can't buy anything, it's fun to look. Lots of history and then more guns. Tell me about it. And it's not just guns. It's guns, knives, clothing, hides, camping gear, accoutrements, cast iron, custom design materials. It's anything and everything that has to do with living history, from the French and Indian War all the way to the cowboy era. And since Vietnam has been making a big rush lately, they might even have vendors there selling Vietnam stuff. So you just never know. Well, it's been a real roller coaster since I got sick. All the people I've helped through my life are gone. Nothing to give anymore. Very few have hung in there with me. Yeah, we're kind of one of those live and die, or yeah, live and die kind of families here. We don't abandon each other. We leave no man behind. Don't jump in the shower, you might fall. Step in the shower. Yeah, definitely step in the shower. My dad used to say he was going to hop in the shower. And mine did too. I saw that video again. And it was right done to me when I was younger. Well, if I don't get on family group on Messenger, you know I slip jumping in the shower. Don't bump your head. My son is 3 and he's already getting bad with the iPad and TV. It's a problem for sure. Wait till he's 13. My daughter's got her phone, she's got her tablet, and she's got her laptop. And if she does anything wrong, doesn't clean her room, whatever the case may be, all I got to do is threaten to take something away. She almost has a stroke. I made her go without her electronics for an entire day one day, and I literally thought she was going to fall over dead. I said, if you can have this stuff done in an hour, you can have it back. She spent the first 15 minutes just sitting in her bedroom crying about losing her stuff. I said, 45 minutes to go. And boy, she jumped up and started cleaning. She said, what happens if I don't have it done in an hour? I said, you don't get the stuff back for a week. Too late. Bonk my head in the shower basket. Yeah, I love military shows. I mean, these guys, Kalamazoo Living History Show usually has the same vendors every year. Like I said, the last 2 years they haven't had the show due to COVID. But the year before that, when I started the channel and filmed the event, there was bladed weapons dealers, there was gun dealers, there was just people that brought their own personal guns and stuff in. There was custom gun makers there. There was custom tent makers there. There was custom camping furniture makers there. There was hide dealers selling everything from rabbit hide to bear hide to moose hide, wolf hide, everything. Jesus, what else? My God. Civil War reenacting groups selling things. French and Indian War, Revolutionary War. And I mean, it was something as simple as a pair of pants for $35 or a British red coat for $300. So, which is still a good deal, because you go out and try to price one of those properly done wool British red coats, they're usually about $700. I used to do that. My daughter, she was little, she hated me doing it, but she did learn from it. And that's what I keep telling her. You know, she might not like how she's treated and made to mind, but when she has her own kids and she needs them to do something and they don't do it, now she knows what to do to punish them. With this generation, at times it almost seems like taking their electronics away is worse on them than bending them over the bed and spanking them with a belt or a paddle like we got when we were kids. Because that pain only lasted for 15, 20 minutes. You take their electronics away for 2 or 3 days, you might as well be choking the life out of them, because they just don't feel like they can survive it. My niece does that to your daughter just to make her clean her room. Oh yeah. I don't know what I done when I changed this room around, but for some reason, picture quality is better on the computer. Signal strength is better on the phone and the computer. Because the way I had it set up, I had my Wi-Fi booster plugged in like right down here when my back was to the other wall. But now that the booster's plugged in over there and everything's facing this direction, I'm getting a stronger signal on everything. Oh, fishing. The belt system always worked on us, except the one time that, and I don't even remember what I did, but my mom didn't like it. She told my dad to take me in the bedroom. He put me over the bed and took his army belt out of the drawer. And he made that immortal mistake that most parents make right before they whip their kids and say, this is going to hurt me more than it does you. And my smart ass 16-year-old mouth straight up looked at my dad and said, trade me places and say that in 10 minutes. And he got so mad, he walked out to the kitchen, give the belt to Mom, and said, "You do it. I'll kill him." Never did get my butt whipped for that one. But in the end, they learn a lesson from it, makes them better people. Yep. My father didn't have to take anything away from us. All he had to do was give us that look. Sometimes that look is all it takes. Yours and my thoughts and prayers are right. We're strong. We'll make it. I don't know anybody that's in here that's not strong. Man, woman, doesn't matter. You guys all have an independent strength to you, regardless of the challenges that face us. Somehow we always manage to get up every morning, wiggle our toes on the carpet, and go on about our day. It don't matter if we're emotionally down or if we are physically down, we always find a way to do it. That is one thing that diabetes has taught me, is even with the neuropathy, with the chest pains, with the stomach discomfort, with the pre-existing back problem, losing my eyesight, losing my hearing, the one thing that it has taught me is how you face your day is completely up to you. And after finding out that I had died on my brand new 10-day wife twice that day, and started to die a third time when they put me in that coma, it made me look at life from a whole different angle. Whole different angle. I was 47 years old, and I had just got married on the 26th of June, and on the 4th of July, the 25th of June, and on the 4th of July, or the 5th of July, died on my brand new wife twice. Now, every single day I get up, I wiggle my toes in the carpet, and I thank God for one more day to terrorize the world. Some of the things don't bother me at all. Some of them bother me immensely. But you know, it's all in what you make it. Slammed the door in my father's face one time. Say it wasn't pretty. I can't give my daughter the look anymore. She'll be 23 in April, so it doesn't work on her. Well, you know, if the look don't work, look like you're going to start crying. My mom found out that one works on me better than that look from my dad did when I was older. She would look like she would start letting the tears well up. And that's how she trapped me every time. That's how she trapped me every time. She would start looking for those, or start making them tears well up, and I turned to butter. Oh, dude, let's not even talk about the switch. Before my grandmother died, we were sitting there one time talking, and she said one of her greatest memories of being a grandmother was she had made a fresh apple pie. And she normally would take the extra dough and she would make me cinnamon rolls in the when she cooked it. And she didn't this one time. And I took a spoon and took a bite out of her apple pie. And she went out and she got a gad off the willow tree. And she took off chasing me. And she said I looked like a cartoon character. She said that my bottom half was a foot further in front of me than my top half was. Running down the alley, down the alley, around the road, and she's sitting there holding this willow gad, trying to get me with it. And she said, you know, here I am, 4 years old. I'm just a running, you know, I love you apple pie. I love you apple pie. I love you apple pie. And she said she was laughing so hard she couldn't have swung that thing if she wanted to. But I have had the willow gad on me before. My mom and dad, when they used the willow gad on us kids, they made us go out to the willow tree with a pair of scissors. Just like these. Big metal scissors. And cut off a gad, strip the leaves off of it, and swing it. And if it didn't whistle, we had to go back and cut off another one. And we had to find the perfect one to get our butts hit with. April 5th, me and Wookie be together for 2 years. Anniversary coming up soon. Whoop, whoop. I have to remember that, April 5th. Or the slipper. Never got hit with a slipper. Fly swatter. I've been smacked on the butt with a fly swatter a few times. At the anniversary, right? Otherwise, might be back in a coma. Well, you know, it's pretty easy because actually, I share that anniversary with somebody else here in chat, and when I get it wrong, he reminds me. So I lose it up. You know, the wife's at work. She don't watch the live stream videos. She only watches the regular videos, the investigation videos, stuff like that. So, you know, if she doesn't hear me, then I'm safe. But he does. So I'm never safe. Yep, fly spotter. Had that a few times. Okay, take care. Take care, Terry. We'll catch you later, honey. Have a good day. Stay warm. Mom and Dad used a switch on me and belt. Yep, that was pretty much our family thing, was a belt or a switch. Now, my dad did have a canoe paddle, a wooden canoe paddle that he had painted a dark brown, and he had stenciled no board on this thing. And it sat in the corner of our kitchen. And he never used it on us. Never used it on us. But that thing sat there as a joke, as a reminder to me and my sister that if we effed up, we really didn't do anything that bad. Smacked me one time, made my nose bleed. The only time I ever got smacked in the face is the very first time I called my sister the B word. And I did it in my mom's earshot. My dad came home with them big fat fingers. It was as big around as my thumb, those big ex-military fingers, and put a bruise on my sternum when he backed me up, poking me. And that was just for me cussing in front of my mom. But when he asked me what I said and I said it, got me right across this side of the face. I thought my head was going to twist around like the chick in The Exorcist. Take care, Jan. We'll catch you later, sweetie. We'll see you tonight. My old man just grabbed whatever was close to him. Better hope he wasn't working on a car or grab a piece of muffler pipe or something. My God, we only got like 7 minutes left. Hey, Templar. Good to see you, bud. My son has started noticing women. I told him many times before, never to dig in the backyard. Yep. Oh, man. Well, like I said, guys, don't forget tonight we are going to have King Jared and Queen Laura on here. We're going to talk about some of their paranormal investigations. We're going to talk about the channel. We're going to talk about what got them started, what equipment they use, places they'd still like to go. We're going to talk about a lot. But we got them tonight for Ghost to Ghost PM. And don't forget, next Friday night, we are going to have Mr. and Mrs. AAP from AAP's variety show. 7,000 members of their family over there. They got the kids to raise. They got the show to do. They do massive giveaways, multiple giveaways, each and every live stream. We're going to find out. They've done paranormal investigations, collabs with other people. We're going to find out all their little tricks of the trade. 2x4 piece of trim. I think even smashed a big squirt gun. My mom said her dad used an iron skillet. Wow. I mean, they got a good strong handle on them. Big flat surface. Oh yeah, I'm sure that would leave a lasting impression. As long as the impression wasn't read off your butt and said Griswold. Oh, goodness gracious sake. 7 people watching. 3.5 minutes to go. Oh, wooden spoons. That was another one. That was my mom's favorite, was a wooden spoon. And she had a collection of them. She loved those wooden spoons, especially the old ones that were made out of solid wood, not the new ones that are made out of like glued layer wood. She had the ones that were made out of solid wood. And boy, let me tell you what, you would swear that girl was a tennis pro, that swing she had with those wooden spoons. Now serving your ass. They'd light you up. Glub, 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 glub. See, Candy? See how easy this is? if you got one of these little buns and stuck it right on the end table next to the couch, you'd never have to get up and leave a live stream again. Hey, I'll tell you what, I used to have a regular little coffee maker. You guys remember, those of you that was with me 2 years ago, I had just a little teeny tiny green coffee maker, only made what, 6 cups of coffee? And I was all the time having to refill it when I was doing the live streams and stuff, the long live streams. Since I got this little thing, I'm set. I am set. Saw my mom once break a hairbrush on my sister's backside when she was around 14. She ran away, went to Woodstock. Oops. Yeah, guitar over the head. El Kabong. I remember that. That's from my early days of cartoons. El Kabong. And that little burro that ran around with him. Pepe, I think was his name. You remember the coffee maker? That little coffee maker kept me going many, many times. This little girl's a godsend, though. So, all right, guys, we have less than a minute left. Don't forget, tonight, King Jared and Queen Laura is our guest. We're going to kick back and chat about everything. 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Share it out. Let's get a hell of a crowd in here for them. Let's keep these evening streams, especially Ghost to Ghost PM, growing. So, all right, Templar, you head back to work, bud. We'll catch you tonight. Have a good day at work. Enjoy your Friday. Everybody else, come on back tonight. Let's have a good old time. Let's welcome our guests like we always do and make them feel at home. But until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll catch you all later. Have a good day.